Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I am your friendly neighborhood PM here to give you your top three market points of the week. Now, we had a plethora of economic data get released this week, as well as a variety of news headlines. So we're going to dive right in on what those key three things were that were driving the markets. At number three, we saw oil rallying this week. So Brent reached a 4-month high on Thursday. This came after the IEA issued a forecast for supply deficit through 2024. Now, a lot of this is being driven because of the OPEC plus production cuts. Now, on the more domestic side of thing, where we focus more on WTI crude, we did see that also rally more or less because U.S. inventories fell for the first time in quite some time this past week. Now, what does that mean for you? It might mean higher prices at the pumps when you go to fill up your car. At point number two is the potential of a TikTok ban. So some of you may have already been seeing these headlines, but the House lawmakers did pass a bipartisan bill to ban the social media app here in the United States. Now, there have been some murmurs of a group of investors potentially buying the app, led by Steven Mnuchin, but that is not yet solidified. But more or less, the government is pushing to ban the app outright unless the Chinese owners of the app, ByteDance, divest from it completely. So for any of you social media addicts out there, be potentially looking for a new avenue. And then finally, on number one, is probably the key one that you've been seeing all week. It's usually the key driver month to month. It is CPI data. So CPI came in a little bit hotter than expectations previously dictated. Now, that was primarily driven by core consumer goods rallying a little bit higher in the past month of February. We're talking apparel, used cars, and primarily energy, just like we talked about earlier with oil. Now, what that kind of means is obviously prices are remaining elevated, inflation is remaining sticky. But in addition to that, that probably means that we're going to see a further delay in rate cuts from the Fed. Now, that does it for your top three market points of the week. What are we looking to for next week? Well, primarily what we're going to look for next week is really the Fed rate decision that comes on Wednesday. Now, we are not expecting a cut or a raise of any kind next week. But we are going to be dissecting their commentary and a lot of those speeches that come along with this. That way we can maybe get some clarity on what that time frame looks like for those first potential cuts. Right now, we are still seeing that it's priced in for about 75 basis points of interest rate cuts this year, but maybe we get some further clarity on that next week. Now, that does it for this week's video, both what happened this week, what we're looking to for next week. As always, if you got further questions, please reach out to your financial advisor or dig into the written week in review. Otherwise, go enjoy your weekend. We'll see you at the same time next week. Thanks. Bye.